Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to this Zoom meeting. It's good to see you all here. Thank you for joining. So we're going to start now. We've got quite a number of people in the room, and I'm sure others will be joining us. As usual, I will want people to ask their question first, and after I've answered a couple of questions, then okay, I will need to mute everyone because I can hear some background chat or talk. So it's better for me to mute everyone. Anyone who wants to speak, you can unmute yourself. Let me just find where to mute everyone. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. I've put everyone on mute. If you need to speak, you can unmute yourself and then you can actually speak. So like I said, we're going to start with the questions. Anyone who have a question, please ask a question before I go into the topic which I have actually prepared to present. I don't want a situation where some people will have some specific questions and we may not get round to answering those questions, because once I go into the topic which I prepared, it may take us away from the specific questions that people actually have. So maybe we should take the first 30 minutes to answer people's questions. So anybody who wants to go first, raise your hand and let's get started. Thank you all for joining. Does anyone have any specific question you want to ask? You can unmute yourself. Don't forget that you have all been muted. So if you are talking, I may not hear you unless you unmute yourself. So can you unmute yourself if you have any question? Okay, can I check if everyone is hearing me? Because nobody is talking, yeah. So I don't know if you are hearing. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Okay, Mr. Ibrahim, please go ahead with your question.
All right, sir. I don't know. I will start with appreciating you for preparing this. I call it mentorship for those who really want to go into stock market. Sir, from the depth of my heart, I really appreciate you. I have gained a lot for the past Zoom meeting we had with you. I have seen it working, so thank you very much, sir. Yes, my questions are, when I started the buying stock, actually, I don't have an idea about penny stock and the good stock. So it was during your class I now understand, yes, it is not all about the amount, but how good the stock is. So during when I started with Bamboo Broker. So I discovered that people always talk about the charges, and I discovered that the minimum is 5,000 naira. Meanwhile, there are others stockbroker that they don't really have minimum amount to deposit for the investment. So my question, sir, I would like if since you have been there for a while, to also address this issue. What broker are the best for the beginners to start with the little they have? And the second question is, how possible for me to transfer my stock from Bamboo to other broker? Because I was thinking of selling all the stock, and I said if I sell it, I will still buy it in a high price for the one that I have for a long period of time. So I want you to really talk about these two portions. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you for your question. So the first one is about which stockbroker you should use as a beginner investor. Well, there is no stockbroker meant for beginner investor or intermediate investor or experienced investor. But based on what you have said, I can understand some stockbrokers, they charge more, and it's always the same in any business. Some banks, they will charge you higher commission or fees. Some will charge you just a reasonable or small amount. So I know from experience that with Bamboo, you need to buy minimum of 5,000 naira worth of stock for it to go through. And they do charge you fees when you buy the stocks. It's not the same with other stockbrokers. I want to believe it is not the same with Afri Invest. I can't remember if Afri Invest have a minimum, but I don't think Afri Invest have a minimum because years back, I've used Afri Invest. And even though I don't use them anymore, I still keep my account. I didn't close it. I still have my account with Afri Invest. Again, I've used Bamboo briefly, and I still have an account with them. I have very, very minimal stock with Bamboo. My major stockbroker is Stanbic IBTC. And Stanbic IBTC have all the things I need. One, they have a very robust website, and their mobile app is very, very user-friendly. So based on that, and also coupled with the fact that Stanbic IBTC is one of those stockbrokers that charge you very, very minimal amount when you buy your stocks. And to crown it all, you can buy even 1 unit of a stock in Stanbic IBTC. There are times I've bought 1 unit of MTN. MTN is just about 800 naira. There are times I've bought one unit of MTN. There are times I have bought 1 unit of NIDF. NIDF, I think it was about 129 naira before it went to 163 naira. So I have bought 1 unit of NIDF on Stanbic IBTC. So from my own perspective, I would say Stanbic IBTC is very, very, very good. But I have heard from a number of people that the registration process, maybe, I don't know the best way to put it. A lot of people have complained about the registration process. Maybe they said it's too cumbersome or it takes too long. Whatever the complaint about the registration process is. What I tell people is, if you know Stanbic is going to meet your need, the brokerage fee is very small. You can buy stocks which are maybe 120 naira or even 100 naira. Even if it is 30 naira, you can buy 1 unit of a stock. It doesn't matter what the price is. They have a good website. They have a very user-friendly mobile app. So no matter how long the registration takes, I would encourage people to make that sacrifice to go through it, register with a Stanbic IBTC. But I want to believe there will be other stockbrokers like Stanbic that have a good website, robust mobile app. Their fees also cheap. There will be other ones, but I can only talk from my own experience. I know some people have talked about Meristem and some other ones, but I cannot really confirm anything because I've not use them. So I can only tell you from the ones I've used. So in order not to go too long on this, if you want to use Stanbic IBTC, go to Play Store, type in Stanbic IBTC 3.0, and then you can download the app. Alternatively, you can go and register on their website. I do have a Telegram group. You will find the link there, but there are many other ways you can also find the website address for Stanbic or download their app. There are so many other ways. So again, you can speak to any other person on this meeting or any other person you know in any other group. They can always tell you how to register with Stanbic. I'm sure I'm not the only one that is registered with Stanbic. So that's on that question. Your second question, can you please remind me briefly? What's your second question?
Yeah, I actually asked about how someone can transfer his shares from one broker to another.
Yes. Okay, I got it. Yes. There is a process called intermember transfer. If you sell your stock on Bamboo and then go and buy it on Stanbic, it's not the best way to go about it. It's not the best way, especially if your stock portfolio is fairly large. But I can tell you from my own experience, some time ago, I bought about 5,000 units of Gitco through Afri Invest. And then later, when I decided that I want to move all my stocks to Stanbic, because I've bought a large quantity of Gitco through Stanbic IBTC, and I've bought some other stocks through Stanbic IBTC. So I only have that 5,000 units of Gitco with Afri Invest. And I told Afri Invest, I want to move these 5,000 units. And they just went round in circle, wasted my time. They didn't really help me the way I wanted. So what I did was to sell it. And then I went to Stanbic and bought additional 5,000 worth of Jitco. Now, that's only 5,000 naira value, which is manageable, which is okay. But if you have stock worth about 100,000 naira, it might not be as easy as that. So there is a process called intermember transfer. I'm sure I have shared the process of doing intermember transfer. I have shared it in my Telegram group. You can have a look on the group. If you find it, let me know. If you don't find it, send me a DM, and then I will search for you and I will send it to you directly, maybe on a WhatsApp or maybe through your Telegram account. So does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. But
Okay.
I also have another question.
Okay.
Yes, when I started, actually, I don't really have an idea about CHN, CSES, security number. So I open with Bamboo, then I now say, I keep searching. I now saw another one, which is Coronation, because I bought my MTN during primary IPO of MTN some years back through um, Invest Niger, Chapel. Then,
Okay.
uh, yes. So then I keep using that, and I discovered that they have a lot of issues to use Invest Niger. So I register with Coronation. So the CHN I have in Invest Niger is different than the one that is in Coronations. So also is the same thing with Bamboo. So I was confused because when I log into the registrar platform, I won't see all the shares I have in these different brokers. So, and I discovered that I have different CSN. So, how will somebody like make it to be one? Because I have been talking to them, sending email, no any positive response. Either maybe I'm not doing it in the right way. So I don't know if you can
Okay.
release something
Okay.
about
Yeah.
that.
I understand what you are talking about.
Yeah.
It's a good idea to have one CSCS account and have all your different stockbrokers within the same CSCS account because it saves you money. But apart from saving you money, it's better to have everything in one place so that you are not logging into different CSCS accounts to see your stocks. So the way to go about that, you have to decide which stockbroker you want to stay with, and then the other ones that you want to move from. So the one you want to stay with, the one you want to stay with, you may have to tell them, okay, I'm staying with you, but I need to I need you. No. I think the ones you want to leave. Hold on. Let me try and recollect on this. Because I know on this particular question, I know I've done a bit of research on it through ChatGTP, and I actually have a proper write-up. So maybe what I'm going to do, instead of me giving you advice that is not accurate, again, I will say, send me a DM on Telegram or WhatsApp or whichever way is convenient for you. I will check the report that I have on that particular question. How to ensure all your stocks are in one what's it called? In one CSCS account. Yes, for all your stocks to be in one CSCS account, then there is a way to go about it. Actually, if I can remember correctly, so let's say, which one do you want to use as your main stockbroker? Which stockbroker do you want to stay with?
I actually want to even leave the both of the brokers I'm using because I have a difficult experience with both of them. So I'm just thinking of registering another one before thinking which
Okay,
to move. Yes.
okay. Okay,
Yes.
so that means the new stockbroker that you are going to register with is where you want to have most of your stocks. So so
Yes.
so so
Yes.
what I'm going to say is you have to decide first, because now from what you have said, there are two ways this can be dealt with, or two ways which this can be resolved. One, you are thinking of registering with another stockbroker, and you are thinking of moving all your stocks into one CSCS account. So if that is the case, if you are going to move all your stocks to one stockbroker, then the best thing to do is register with that new stockbroker first. Once you register with a new stockbroker and you are happy with that stockbroker, then use intermember transfer to move all your stocks from Bamboo or AfriInvest or anyone you want to move from. Use intermember transfer to move your stocks to the new stockbroker. And that way, you only have one CHN number and one CSCS number. With that new stockbroker, and all your stocks are with that new stockbroker. That is the best way to deal with it. But the other option will be The other option will be if you want to stay with, let's say you have a Bamboo, you have an Afri Invest, and you're planning to register with another stockbroker, and you still want to see all your stocks in one CSCS account, then the option for that will be when you register with the new stockbroker, the new stockbroker will give you a CSCS account and a CSCS number and a CHN number. And then you will now go to Bamboo and say, I have a major stockbroker that I'm using now. I want you to align my stocks with you with my new CSCS number, my new CHN number. Your CHN number, your CHN number will be the same, but you can have a different CSCS number in one account. So you have a CSCS account. Inside that CSCS account, you have one CHN number, but you can have 2 or 3 different CSCS number, which represent each of the stockbroker you have brought into the same CSCS account. I don't know, does that, do you understand my explanation?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So if you have any additional question on that, or you want us to discuss further, just send me a DM so that we don't take this too long, so that other people can ask their question.
All
Okay,
right,
so
sir. Thank you.
all right. So anybody else want to ask a question? Anybody else? Unmute yourself if you want to ask a question.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. There's this post they normally put on the WhatsApp post. Post like it could be a page of a particular stock, like Access, the last one I saw. Access, there were a lot of buyers and a lot of sellers. I don't understand it. What's the implication of that, sir?
Are you talking about using a limit order or market order? Because I need to understand the context. So
No,
you said there
on
is a
that
post. Yeah.
that post we have, it will have easy orders like sell and buys.
Okay.
The number
Okay.
you
Yeah.
see a lot of number of people buying. Okay, what's the
I
implication?
yes, I understand what you are talking about now. Majority of investors, when they want to buy stocks, they will use what is called market price or market order. Market order means you want to buy a stock. Let's say, for example, you want to buy MTN, and you know that MTN is maybe 830 naira. I'm just using that as an example. You know that MTN is 830 naira, and you calculate how much that will cost you if you want to buy 10 units of MTN. So that will be 8,300 naira. You go into your stockbroker account, you can see MTN is 830 naira. And then you just click, because the default setting is for you to buy using market order, which means the price you see there is the price you want to buy it. And that's what most people do. But unfortunately, sometimes, even though you might see it as 830 naira, by the time you click buy and you are hoping that they will sell it to you at the price you see on the screen, by the time they sell it, the price may be higher, because what you are telling the stockbroker is buy it at the current market price, buy it at the current price. And if the current price has gone up, then they will buy it at a higher price. And they won't come back to ask you whether you want it or you don't want it, because your instruction is buy at market price. But the other way to do it is to use limit price. When you change the default setting from market price to limit price or market order to limit order. When you change the default setting, then you can choose how much you want to pay. And when you do that, then the stock will not be bought at any other price apart from the price which you have stipulated. So let's say you know that MTN is 830 naira, and you change the setting to limit price and you put 800 naira. They are not going to buy it at any other price, whether a lower price or a higher price. They are not going to buy it at any other price apart from what you put there. But to make it easy for you, before you decide on what price you are going to set, you need to see how much are people bidding to buy this MTN or any other stock. And you also need to know how much are the sellers offering. How much are the sellers offering? Because some sellers, they may be offering an amount that is higher than the market price. And some sellers, they may be offering an amount that is lower than the market price. So you as a smart investor, you know that MTN is 830 naira, and you see somebody who is saying they want to sell their own MTN for 850 naira per share. And in the same market, you see somebody else who is saying they want to sell their MTN for 820 naira. Those are the offer price. The sellers will give the price they are offering. You, as the buyer, you are the one bidding for, the stock you want to buy. So the ideal thing is you should bid for the lowest offer. Somebody is offering 850 naira. Somebody is offering 820 naira. And you know that MTN is 830 naira. So the best thing for you to do is bid for 820 naira. If you do that and you set your bidding at 820 naira, that purchase will go through almost instantly. Within few minutes, it will go through. And they are not going to change the price you set. But if you don't bid for an amount that is already existing, let's say somebody is offering 850 naira, another person is offering to sell 820 naira. You now decide to bid for maybe 825 naira, or you decide to bid for 840 naira. If there is nobody offering the amount you are bidding, that purchase will not go through. And that's when people say, oh, they've been waiting for a few hours, they've been waiting for a few days, the stock is not sold to them. If you want the stock to be sold to you almost immediately, always bid for the lowest amount, or any amount you can see there. Always bid for the lowest amount or an amount that is being offered by the seller. But you may have to, practice, and get used to it. And I think I've actually done a video on that as well, explaining how to buy your shares using limit order. I've done a video on that using Bamboo as an example, because the interface on different stockbroker website or stockbroker mobile app, the interface is different, but the principle is the same. The principle is the same, but the interface of the way you see it on Stanbic IBTC website is different from the way you will see it on Bamboo app, and is different from the way you will see it on Afri Investor app, but the principle is the same. You bid for the lowest offer. If you need any more help on it, then get in touch with me later, and then we can discuss more about it.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. Okay, any other person want to ask any question? Any question? Please ask
Please,
your
sir.
question.
Sir,
Yes.
I'm back. I'm sorry.
Okay.
This Stanbic IBTC you're talking about, I actually, since last year, I've been struggling to register. I could not. So, and I just remember that my pension is with Stanbic IBTC. I checked the app. I discovered that they have multiple things in one app.
Yes.
So can it be possible for me to still try and register through that app since I have it in my phone?
Well, I mean, since you already have an app with, you already have a pension with them, all you have to do is download the app. Once you download the app have different icons. There is an icon for stock. There is an icon for if you want to do mutual fund. There's an icon for pension. They have icon for different things. So from that same mobile app, you can log in into your pension account. You can register for what's it called? You can register
So,
with them as a stockbroker. Sorry, you can register with them for them to be your stockbroker. But another thing I would suggest is that if you already have a pension account with them, do you have an account officer or somebody who is looking after your account with them? You can always speak to that person and say, look, I want to move to Stanbic. I want Stanbic to be my stockbroker. Can you connect me with somebody in the stock brokerage section that can assist me? Because this is the problem I'm having. You can do that. Because it is the same Stanbic Bank. Sorry, it is the same Stanbic IBTC. So whether it is a banking or pension or insurance or maybe mutual fund, it's the same company. And somebody who have a bank account, you will have an account officer. If you want to use Stanbic as your stockbroker, you can ask your account officer, is there anyone you can connect me with in your stockbroking section that can assist me? You have to use that opportunity that you already have one product with them. I have a bank account with a Stanbic and I have a stock account with them. So sometimes I use each of them whichever way I need. If I need help with my banking account, I can speak to my account officer. If I need help with my stockbroking account, I have another account officer for my stock. I speak to my account officer. So you need to use an insider connection. Sometimes you need to use that opportunity.
all right. Thank you, sir.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, any question? Anybody else? Let's get it done very quickly so that we can move to something else. Anybody want to ask any specific question? Should I assume there is no more question and then go to the topic I want to treat? Nobody is responding.
Yes, sir. Maybe as we go along.
Okay, all right. All right, so let me open let me share my screen so that you can see what I want to talk about. Okay, so the topic I actually want to discuss for today is what I called Stock Investing 101. And that means going to the very beginning. This is assuming maybe you've not even bought any stock, or maybe you have only bought a few stocks and you don't really know how to navigate the stock market, or what exactly do you need to do so that you can have a good experience and also you can get the best return from your investment. There are many times I've spoken to people, and when I use the word beginner investor, some people will tell me they have been investing for the last 15 years, 20 years. They've been buying shares. But I always tell people, it's not about how long you have been buying stocks that makes you an intermediate investor or an experienced investor. It's all about what you know, what you have learned, your knowledge of the stock market, your knowledge of the money market, of real estate. How much, what have you really learned? I mean, on some social media platform that talks about stock investing, I see the way people ask questions randomly. Oh, should I buy Jay's Bank? Should I buy MTN? People are asking questions randomly, and they receive random answer, and then they act upon it. And then they will say, oh, I've been buying stocks for the last 10 years. But the people that are saying they've been buying stocks for the last 10 years, if you ask them, how do you buy your stocks? They cannot really give you a specific way they do it. It's probably somebody recommend it, somebody mentioned it, they heard about it in the news. It's always, there's always somebody else. There's always somebody else that is leading them to what they should do. They are not actually doing it 100% based on their own knowledge and understanding. So we're going to go through the basics now. So once you have decided you want to invest in the stock market or investment generally, whether money market or any other passive investment, the first thing you want to do is make sure you have all your documents right, because these are the very, very basics. And this is part of what normally causes a problem for people along the line. Some people will say, oh, I'm trying to register with a CSCS. My document is not accepted. It didn't go through. And by the time you ask them one or two questions, you will discover that on their international passport, they have a middle name. In their PVC, they didn't use a middle name. On their driver's license, it shows the address they were living. In their PVC, it shows a new address they have moved to. So you need to keep your house in order first. Make sure you have all the documents that are recognized by the federal government of Nigeria. There are some documents you cannot use if you want to do investment transactions. Because you've been working in an organization for 10 years, you cannot use your work identity card in some things. They won't accept it. They won't, because your work identity card, maybe you've been working with a private company, but the private company can go out of business anytime, even though the private company may have been in existence for 15 years. But that private company can go out of business. So you cannot say, oh, you've been working with an oil company for the last 15 years, so you can use their identity card to open a stock brokerage account, or you can use that identity card to do some other transactions in the business environment. There are 4 major documents that the federal government of Nigeria recognize and which most companies, they are trying to, tally along so that those 4 documents are the ones they too want to recognize. Number 1, your international passport. Anywhere you want to do anything, you show your international passport. That is a highly recognized identity document. Your PVC is another one. Your national identity card is another one. And your driver's license is another one. So those 4 documents, if possible, have all of them. If you cannot have all of them, have as many of them as possible. I would say at least you should have about 3 of them. And there is nothing stopping you from having 3. It's not really a big deal to get international passport in Nigeria, to get your driver's license, to get your NIN card, or to get your PVC. Maybe I should digress a little bit. I told people most of these documents you can actually apply online. But people don't understand that Nigeria has become a much more developed country than what it used to be 10, 15, or 20 years ago. When my driver's license expired, I sat in the comfort of my room. I logged into the road safety website. I applied for a renewal in the comfort of my room. I made the payment online. I did everything online. And then I selected where I want to collect my new license. After it has been renewed, the new one they will give me, I selected where I want to collect it, which of their offices and in which location. I did all that online. And when my license is ready, I walk into the office that I selected. I show them my receipt that I printed from online, and they check their record. They gave me my driver's license. It took me only about, I think maybe about 10 minutes to, get my license and walked out. The same thing happened when I applied for the PVC. The PVC I applied online. And after I applied online, then I went into their office to do biometric capture. They cannot capture your biometrics online. You have to go into their office for them to do your biometric capture. That is, they take your photograph, they take your fingerprint. But because I have already done the major work online, when I went to INEC office, I spent I think less than 30 minutes. Because when I got there and they wanted to give me form to fill, this is the form, go and sit down there, fill it or take it home and come back. I told them I've already applied online. They said, okay, fine. They look on their record. They asked me a few questions. What's my name? What's my address? They brought up my registration form. They brought it up online. They can see that, yes, I've already applied. So all they need to do is, okay, let's take your fingerprint, let's take your photograph. In less than 30 minutes, it was all done. I left them, I walked away. Few weeks later, I decided that I want to change some information from what I've already put in my form for the PVC. I went online again. I didn't have to go to their office. And what I'm telling you, I know many people will say, oh, it's not possible. Nigeria is not yet advanced to that level. I'm not going to argue with anybody. It's either you believe or you don't believe. It's either you want to go and try it and see whether it works or not. I went online again and I did some adjustments to the information I put into my PVC. And then I submitted it. As long as the card has not been printed, you can make changes. So I made those changes online and I submitted it. And then I was monitoring it online. When it is ready, I saw it online. Okay, your card has been printed. It is now ready. I walk into INEC office. In 5 minutes, I collected my card and I walked out. That's just by the way, just to let you know that a lot of the things that people go to government offices to do, you can do it online. Many, many things. Okay. So the first one here is your personal documentation. Please make sure your documents are complete. The names are the same on all your documents, across all your documents. The address is the same. Your date of birth is the same across all your documents. Okay, so second thing you need to know and be doing as a beginner investor, and the same thing applies whether you are intermediate or advanced. So set a goal or target that you know you can achieve and work towards it with full focus and determination. Everybody's income is different. So you will know from whatever you are earning every month. Okay, out of my salary, I can afford to invest 5,000 naira every month. It is not about how much you are investing. The most important thing is about your consistency. Your consistency. Okay, I can only afford 5,000 naira, and you do that 5,000 naira every month consistently for 1 year. Maybe after about 1 year, maybe your salary has gone up and you decide, okay, from 5,000 naira, I can now move it to 10,000 naira. And then you do 10,000 naira, maybe for about 2 years. After that, you realize, okay, your salary has gone up or you have some other means of making money. You want to decide, okay, now I can do 30,000 naira or 50,000 naira every month. And then you do it consistently. That is the most important thing, the consistency. But if this month you invest 50,000 naira buying some stocks, the next 3 months you did not buy anything, then you want to buy again, you buy another 10,000, and then 2 months again, you go low, you didn't do anything. That's not really the way to invest. You need to do it consistently, and you don't have to wait till the end of every month. There are times I buy stocks twice in a day. For example, maybe right now I think I have some money, maybe about 1,000 naira, and I know my 1,000 naira can buy maybe 3 or 4 units of Jitco. I will go online and buy 3 or 4 units. In the evening, probably some money came through for me, maybe another 10,000 or 15,000 came through, and I can, this 10,000 naira, if I don't tie it to something tangible, I'm going to spend it. That same day, I can log in again into my stockbroker account and buy maybe 20 units of Jitco or 5 units of NIDF. So there are times in a month, I might buy stocks 3 or 4 times. There are times it may be once. It may be 3 times in one day. But the consistency is there. The consistency, there is not a single month that I did not buy a stock. It may be 2 units, it may be 10 units, it may be 50 units, but every month I buy stocks. And I think you should cultivate the same habit. But it will help you more if you know what you can afford, and then you set that as a goal and focus on it. Because if you are buying randomly, that is when you will be missing buying on some occasions. If you don't have a goal in mind, you don't have any specific amount, okay, this month I have 20,000, I will buy. Next month, even if you have 5,000, you'll be thinking, 5,000 is too small. I can still use this 5,000 naira to buy data or to do some other things. But if you already have a goal, you know that every month you must buy minimum of 5,000 naira. Then you follow your goal and do it. If you have more money, you buy more in that month. But in a worst case scenario, you buy the minimum that you have set for yourself. If you do that for 5 years, for 10 years, you will build good portfolio for yourself. And please, don't be a trader. There is nothing wrong with thinking 10 years from now, 15 years, 30 years from now, what are you going to live on if you don't have a very solid stock portfolio? Okay, you buy some shares now. After 3 years, the price has gone up, and now you sell it, you cash out. You come back again, you buy some stocks, you wait for 1 year, the price has gone up, you sell it, you cash out. By the time you are 60, you can no longer go out to hustle. You don't have any job anymore. Maybe you are retired. Then what are you going to live on? The worst thing that can happen to anybody is to be 60 years old and be looking at other people to give you money to meet your financial obligations. It's not really a good thing to be 60 years old and then still be looking at, oh, okay, maybe my children will they will bring my monthly allowance. What if the children have their own problem they are struggling with? Okay, maybe my cousin who is a retired banker will help me. What if your cousin have his own problem? So the best thing is you have to sacrifice. It's a sacrifice. It's not easy. Buying stocks regularly every month. It's not easy. It's a sacrifice. You have to do that sacrifice and do it consistently. It's just my own advice. I mean, people will do their things whichever way they want to do it. But if you are maybe 40 years old or less, you're really, really at a very good advantage. As of today that I'm talking to you, you are at a very, very good advantage, because if you are 40 years old now, even if you are investing 20,000 naira every month buying stocks, and maybe after a while you decide to shift to that 20,000 naira every month, you start to use it to buy mutual fund like GT money market fund or Stanbic IBTC money market or something, and you do that consistently for the next 20 years, you will still build a solid portfolio. It's not about, oh, if I don't have 100,000 naira, then I can't buy stocks, or I can't invest in mutual fund, or I can't. You, with 10,000 naira, if you are consistent and you do it long enough, you will build a good portfolio. Even with 20,000 naira, you can still build something good. And if you start small, when you start earning more money, it will be a lot easier for you to increase the amount you invest. Because when you are earning 100,000 naira as salary, and you cannot take 10,000 naira out of it to invest in stocks or to buy a mutual fund, or to save money and buy land or do something tangible. If you are earning 100,000 naira and you cannot save money, you cannot invest, by the time you start earning 300,000 naira, you're still not going to find it easy to invest, because there will be too many things competing for your money. By the time you start earning 300,000 naira, then you will be thinking, oh, I was using iPhone 12. Now I should buy iPhone 15. Because you have not made investing a priority. Because you are not thinking of when you will be 60 and you cannot go out to hustle. Even if you can still go out to hustle at 60, what if you have built a very good portfolio for yourself, so that while you are hustling, you are making some money, additional money can come in for you while you are sleeping, in terms of the dividend you will receive from your stock investing, in terms of the interest from your mutual fund. Anyway, so just think about it. Just think about it. Okay, so number 3 is investing across 5 to 8 lucrative sectors on the NGX. Well, there are lucrative sectors on the NGX. I was chatting with some people on the Telegram platform today. There is a Telegram platform I belong to, and there are sectors that are lucrative. There are sectors that are not lucrative. You know, you put your money there, you're just wasting your time. But even if a sector is lucrative, there are some stocks that are high quality stocks, and there are some stocks that are low quality stocks. So there are 2 things you need to learn. One, put your money in lucrative sectors on the NGX. But even after you have identified the lucrative sectors, put your money in high quality stocks. So for example, lucrative sectors on the NGX, banking, agri sector, telecommunication, consumer good, a couple of them like that. At least there are about 8 of them, 8 to 10 different sectors that are good. But within those good, lucrative sectors, there are quality stocks and there are there are stocks that are low quality. Also, there are high quality stocks. So when we talk about the banking sector, as good as the banking sector is, if you start putting your money in some banks, you are just wasting your money, because one, the return on investment is not really good. And to compound or to make the situation worse, some of them, they don't even pay you dividend. And if they pay dividend, they pay you 11 kobo per share, 30 kobo per share, 50 kobo per share. So 2 things: identify lucrative sectors, invest in only quality shares. And I tell people, it's not about this stock is 10,000 naira. This one is 1,000 naira. That other stock is 100 naira or 50 naira. As an investor, that should not be your focus or your priority. Your priority is, for every 1 naira that I invest, what am I getting back? Whether that stock cost you 50 naira, or it cost you 100 naira, or it cost you 1,000 naira, or it cost you 10,000 naira, what are you getting back for every 1 naira, every 100 naira, every 1,000 naira? What are you getting back from that stock? I think it was last week or the week before. I did an analysis using 100,000 naira as an example. If you have 100,000 naira, if you put your 100,000 naira into Gitco, into Zenith Bank, into FCMB, into Jay's Bank, into which other one? I think there are about 6 of them. If you put 100,000 naira into each of those stocks, what you will get back, you'll be very surprised what the result is. I will encourage you, go and watch that video. I'm sure it was the video, the Zoom meeting of last week. Go and watch it. You will be very surprised what you will get for your 100,000 naira. Your 100,000 naira can only buy 8 units of Seplat. That 100,000 naira can only buy 973 units of Gitco. That 100,000 naira can buy, I think, about 3,500 units of UBA. maybe about 4,000 units of FCMB. The same 100,000 naira can buy you more than 10,000 units of Gaze Bank. But amongst all these stocks that I have mentioned, which one will give you the highest return and which one will give you the lowest return? Your 100,000 naira in Gaze Bank at the end of the year will give you dividend of, I think, about 1,400 naira. I can't remember the exact figure, but I know it's 1,000 something, about 1,300 or 1,400. That is what your 100,000 naira in Gaze Bank will give you, despite the fact that that 100,000 naira would have bought you more than 10,000 units of Gaze Bank. But the same 100,000 naira can buy you only 973 units of JITCO. And at the end of the year, when you get your dividend, JITCO will pay you at least 10,000 naira or a little bit. I think it's a little bit over 10,000 naira. That 100,000 naira that bought you only 8 units of Seplat will pay you dividend of about 4,000 naira at the end of the year. So it's not about the stock is 30 naira or 10 naira, or the stock is 1,000 naira or 5,000 naira or 10,000 naira. As an investor, what you should be thinking is, what is this going to give me back? What am I getting in return? So please put that at the back of your mind. Invest in lucrative sector and invest in high quality stocks. Okay, choose stockbroker based on recommendation. Well, we've been talking about stockbroker, and it is very important that you choose a good stockbroker. As a beginner investor, you may not know the right stockbroker to choose, so you can always ask for recommendation. But again, I use ChatGPT a lot, and I will recommend it to you. Whether you use ChatGPT or Claude or Google Gemini, any AI tool that you use can give you good recommendation of stockbroker. And again, you should be using stockbroker that is licensed by Security Exchange Commission. If you go on the website of SEC, actually, okay, this list I'm looking here, I'm sure I did put a link there somewhere. If you want to get into the website of a Security Exchange Commission or NGX, I know it's one of them. You click on the link and it will take you to a place where it says find a licensed operator. Something like that. Find a licensed operator. Find a registered market operator. Yes. Find a registered market operator. So in the search box, you can put the name of any registrar or what's the other one? Stockbroker. If the name does not come up on that search box, then it means that registrar or stockbroker is not licensed by Security Exchange Commission. If the name comes up, it means that registrar or stockbroker is licensed by the Security Exchange Commission. And I've run the name of AfriInvest, it is there. I've run Bamboo, it is there. I've run Meristem, it is there. Stanbic IBTC, it is there. So if anybody is recommending a stockbroker to you, go there, run the name, and see if it comes up. If it comes up, that's a registered market operator. It could be a registrar, it could be a stockbroker. If the name does not come up, that organization is not registered. But even if the name comes up and it is a registered market operator, now the question is, how good are they? Do they have good website? Do they have user-friendly mobile app? One of my friend, when we talk, he will tell me he has instructed his stockbroker to help him buy some new stocks. And I'm saying, in this 20th century, you are still telling your stockbroker to help you buy stocks. Your stockbroker does not have a website or mobile app where you can go by yourself and buy what you want to buy or sell your stocks when you want to. I wouldn't register with such a stockbroker. I don't think they will be of any good to me, because in fact, until my friend told me, I wouldn't believe there are some stockbrokers like that they don't have a website you can buy stocks. They don't have mobile app. You still have to call them manually and give them manual instruction. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But once you know a stockbroker is a licensed, the next thing you want to find out is, do they have good website? Do they have a mobile app? How do they compare to other stockbrokers in terms of the fee, the brokerage fee, and all the other things that makes life easy for you as an investor? That's something you need to ask whoever is recommending a stockbroker to you. What is their experience like? If somebody is going to be recommending a stockbroker to you and you ask them, have they used that stockbroker? And they say, no, they have never used that stockbroker. Then where is their experience coming from? So if you ask me to recommend a stockbroker, I can only recommend 3 that I've used. And even out of those 3, I have a major one I can recommend because I'm still using them and they are doing very well. I am registered with Bamboo. I can tell you to register with Bamboo because I've used them before. I know they are okay. And I still have stock with them, but very, very minimal. I've used the Afri Invest in the past. I know they are okay in their own way. Maybe I had a bad experience with them. It could have been the fault of the customer service guy that spoke to me. But that problem continued for probably too long, and I wasn't happy. So I have to move my stocks, but I still have that account opened. I didn't close my Afri Invest. So I don't have any bad feelings against Afri Invest, because sometimes somebody can tell you, oh, that stockbroker is not good. It's their own bad experience. There are many other people that have good experience with the same stockbroker. I've seen people that complain about JITCO. Oh, if you go into their banking hall, there is always crowd. There is this, there is that. People will complain. And there are other people that will say, no, everything is okay. I mean, since I opened my bank account with JITCO, I rarely even ever go into their banking hall because their app is so good and I can do everything seamlessly. If I wake up in the middle of the night, 3 a.m., I can log into my JITCO Bank app and I can transact any business I want to do. So why do I even want to go into their banking hall? But some banks, their mobile app is not that robust. They have a mobile app, but it's not as robust and user-friendly as that of JITCO. I have what's it called? First Bank. I have an account with First Bank. Their app is good, but not as good as that of Jitco. From my own experience, it's not as good as that of Jitco, but they have app and it is good. So again, if people are advising you, where is that advice coming from? Is it from their own experience? Is it from what somebody else told them? Is it from something they read in the news or online? If they don't have any concrete background to where that information is coming from, then you need to be careful. People cannot just give advice of something they have not experienced. They have not experienced it. They don't know anybody who has experienced it, but they are just giving advice. You have to be careful. Okay, so that's just it on stockbroker. Make sure you register with a licensed stockbroker and a licensed registrar as well. Okay, I'm going to number 5. Register with CSCS immediately after you bought your stocks. As I have always said in previous Zoom meetings, there are 3 major stakeholders in the Nigerian Stock Exchange or in the capital market. They are not the only stakeholders, but those 3, they are very, very important to your stock investment. And that is stockbroker, CSCS, and the registrar. The stockbroker is number 1 because without a stockbroker, you cannot get into the stock exchange and buy your stocks. So the stockbroker is very, very important. Choose your stockbroker very, very wisely. Once you've got your stockbroker, you've bought your stocks, the next thing you want to do is register with CSCS. CSCS is a government body. If your stocks appear in your CSCS account, you can, sleep well, be rest assured that nothing is going to happen to your stocks. Even if the stockbroker go out of business, you don't have any problem. So once you buy your first stock, register with CSCS. It doesn't matter how long the process takes you, register with CSCS. And always renew your CSCS account before it expires, maybe about 1 week before it expires. Always renew it. Make sure you can see all your stocks inside your CSCS account. So number 6, register with all registrars for your stocks. Again, when you buy stocks, you will have different registrars for those stocks. There are some registrars, they manage just about 5 different stocks. There are some registrars, they manage just 2 stocks. There are some registrars, they have about 10 stocks they are managing. So for example, if you buy Jitco, the registrar is Datamax. You should register with Datamax. If you buy, which one now? If you buy, I think if you buy First Holdco, their registrar is a First Registrar. Am I correct? But anyway, what I'm trying to point out is there are different registrars for different stocks. Always register with the registrar. And the registrars, they have what is called shareholder portal. So make sure your stocks appear in the shareholder portal of the registrar. It makes it easy for you to manage your stocks. And you probably get some things done faster. For example, when some of these stocks, when they are going to pay dividend, maybe about 12 hours before that dividend even enter my bank account, it will already show on the shareholder portal that this company is going to pay dividend today. This is how much they are going to pay me, even though they've not paid it into my bank account. But because I have access to the shareholder portal of my registrars, I can see that information. And it's a good thing for you to have access to that type of information. And if for any reason you have problem, your dividend is not paid, it's a lot easier for the registrar to resolve the problem if you are already registered with them, because they already know you. They know how many stocks you have with them. They know how many units you have for each of those stocks. It's a lot easy. So I will encourage you, register with all the registrars for all your stocks. Okay, let's move on quickly because we are running out of time. Okay, we still have about 40 minutes. Okay, so number 7, invest strategically in stocks that pay dividend multiple times per year and stocks that earn dollar income from their products. This is one of the major strategies that help experienced investors to accelerate the growth of their stock portfolio and increase their dividend income year on year. So basically, give 1 million naira to Mr. A, give 1 million naira to Mr. B. Ask them to go and invest the money. You will be surprised at the end of the year. The returns that each of them will get will be different. Why is it going to be different? Number 1, it's going to be based on their experience. It's going to be based on their experience. Which stocks are they investing into? What kind of a stockbroker did they register with? Are they on CSCS? Are they registered with the registrar? If there is a problem with their dividend, can the problem be resolved very quickly? Do they have that connection with their registrar? So if you give 1 million, if you give 100,000, okay, the analysis I did last week or the week before, using 100,000 naira as an example, there are some people, if you give them 100,000 naira, they will rather go and buy the stocks of a Jay's Bank because they know that 100,000 naira will give them 10,869 units of Jay's Bank. That's the level of their own understanding. But there are some other people that will say, oh, this 100,000 naira, this one can buy me only 8 units of Seplat. But if I invest the money with Seplat, Seplat will pay me dividend 4 times in a year. Good. That's where I'll put my money. Seplat will pay me 4 times in a year. And the total money I will get at the end of the year is 4,000 naira. But again, somebody might be a little bit more intelligent. Well, not more intelligent. Somebody may have more knowledge and say, okay, how can my 100,000 naira work even better for me? And that person will say, okay, this same 100,000 naira, if I invest it with Jitco, Jitco will pay me 10,000 naira at the end of the year. And Jitco pays twice in a year. So it's all about understanding your level of knowledge about the stock market, about different stocks. Which one is going to pay you twice in a year? Which one is going to pay you 3 times in a year? Which one is going to pay you 4 times in a year? Which one is going to pay you dividend regularly without complaining? Because if a company have dollar income from their products, most likely, even if the Nigerian environment is very, very volatile, they still earn money outside Nigeria and they earn it in dollars. So why wouldn't they pay you? And the more money they can earn, the more they can pay you. There are some stocks, they pay out about 40% of their profit as dividend. There are some stocks, they pay out about 60% of their profit as dividend. And there are some stocks, they pay out 80% of their profit as dividend. Now, let me ask you a quick question. Let's do a bit of interaction here. Who can tell me which stock pays the highest, let's see, how do I put the question now? Okay, who can give me an example of a stock that pays a very high proportion of their profit as dividend? Can anybody help me?
Yes.
Go on.
Okomuayo.
Sorry?
Okomuayo.
Okomuayo. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anybody? What percentage does Okomuayo pay?
Okomuayo, because of the stock price, I think it's you mean percentage of their earning?
No.
Okay, it's 4 point, it's 4 point something.
No. I'm talking about the payout ratio. Payout ratio. What is the payout ratio for Okomuayo? Or which stocks pay a larger percentage of their profit? You know, there is something called payout ratio. Again, this is why you need to, the standard metrics. The standard metrics, there are different metrics you can use to analyze a company. You have the EPS, earning per share, dividend yield, dividend per share, P ratio, payout ratio. So which stock have a high payout ratio? Do you understand the payout ratio?
I understand your question now. I understand your question.
Okay. So which stock? Do you know any stock that has a very large portion of their profit being paid out as dividend? Okay, let me help you. Of course, you can also do your own research and NIDF is a stock on the Nigerian Exchange, and it is under real estate investment trust. There are a couple of other stocks under that sector, real estate investment trust. By law, any stock in that sector, they should be paying out about 80 to 90% of their profits as dividend by law. And that is the only sector that the government made it compulsory for them to pay that ratio out. All the other sectors, banks, agri sector, consumer good, they can pay out any ratio. So that's why you will find out, if you look on a stock analysis under the payout ratio, you will see that some companies, their payout ratio from their profit is about 40%. Some of them will even pay about 25%. So what that means is, if a company makes profit of maybe if they make profit of maybe 50 trillion naira, or okay, let's use a simple figure. Let's say they make a profit of 100 million naira, and their payout ratio is 25%. It means even though they've made a profit of 100 million naira and their profit ratio is 25%, that means out of the profit of 100 million naira, they will only share 25 million naira amongst the investors. They will only share 25 million naira. If their payout ratio is 75%, they've made a profit of 100 million naira, their payout ratio is 75%, they will share 75 million naira as dividend amongst all their investors. So maybe you've not been noticing it before, but when you go into stock analysis, always check what is the payout ratio of each stock you see on stock analysis, or maybe you see on stock bubbles or trading view. What is the pay? In fact, for the stocks that you have you ever taken note? What is the payout ratio of the stocks that most people buy stocks, but they don't really check all the details. What is the payout ratio? What is the earning per share? What is the dividend yield? Dividend yield is also another important one. What is the dividend yield? I think, was it today I made a post or a few days ago? Any stock that is paying you dividend yield of 3%, you need to, do your research properly. I have 11 stocks, and out of my 11 stocks, 8 of them are paying dividend yield of 3% or more. The best one for me is NIDF. The dividend yield for NIDF is about is it 12 or 13% or something like that. I know it's above 10. It's above 10%. No. I think it moves a bit up and down. So somewhere between 10 and 13. The dividend yield for JITCO is about 6 or 8%. Okay, let me just quickly check the dividend yield for JITCO. I just even want to double check and see what JITCO is paying as dividend yield, what NIDF is paying. But the higher the dividend yield, the better. But many people don't know that, especially if you are speculating or somebody is just telling you randomly, go and buy this stock. Yes, you buy it, but you don't know the dividend yield. You don't know the dividend per share. You don't know the earnings per share. You don't know the payout ratio. A company that is why companies like Jay's Bank, FCMB, and the rest of them, it's not that they are not making profit. They are making profit, but they choose to pay you very little out of their profit. And it's your choice whether you stay there or you move on. They can't force anybody to stay. But many people, they just make their choice. Okay, whether they pay me good dividend or not, I'm just going to stay there because they don't know better. Because I wouldn't see why, if you know a stock can pay you dividend yield of 4% or 6%, why do you want to stay with another stock that is going to pay you 2% or 1%? It's the same thing or the same reasoning why some people stay with stocks that pay them dividend per share of 50 kobo or 70 kobo, when there are stocks that are paying 12 naira per share, 15 naira per share, 30 naira. Dangote Cement paid 45 naira per share as dividend. JITCO paid 12 naira 76 kobo per share as dividend. Zenith paid about 10 naira per share as dividend. So if those Stanbic pay 5 naira per share as dividend. So if those companies are paying that kind of money, why would anybody stay with a bank that will pay you 70 kobo or 90 kobo or 11 kobo? I wouldn't understand. I don't even want to think about it. But everybody have their own choice. Everybody have their own choice. So let's move on quickly so that we don't waste too much time on that. Sorry, bear with me. Oh. Okay. So I think that was number 8 we were dealing with. No, number 7. That was number 7. So if I go to number 8, invest in stocks that have long history of paying dividend for 10 years or more. Can anyone tell me how you can find out if a company has been paying dividend for that long? And how do you find out? Anybody, help me, please. How do you find out how long a company has been paying dividend for?
ChatGPT will do a good job, sir.
ChatGPT, yes, that's one option. Anybody else want to give me another idea? There are so many people on this Zoom meeting, and I know there are people that probably have a stock portfolio of 500,000 naira. There are people with a stock portfolio of 1 million naira or even more. So,
hello,
please,
good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay, yes, you can find out on stock analysis, like you said earlier. In the previous week, I had taken time to look at some companies that pay dividend consistently.
Very good. Very good. That's what I want to hear. You can check on stock analysis. It will tell you how long a stock has been paying dividend. You can check on stock bubbles. It's not just only stock analysis, though I use stock analysis more than any other tool. But what stock analysis will do, stock bubbles can do the same thing. Trading View will do the same thing. So you just have to choose which one you find easy to use. Just like I have decided I'm going to be using ChatGPT, and I've done a lot of fantastic things with ChatGPT. But there are other people that are telling me, they prefer Google Gemini. And there are some people that are telling me Claude is the real thing for them. They would rather prefer to use Claude. But it doesn't matter. All these tools, there are alternatives. Just find out which one you find easy to use and stick to it. It's the same thing with the banks. Jitco have their mobile app. First Bank have their own mobile app. Stanbic have their own mobile app. But some people, they will just find it easy to use Jitco app. Some people, they might think, oh no, Stanbic app is the best for them. So just find whichever one is convenient for you. But with regards to what we are discussing here, you can use stock analysis to find out how long has this company been paying dividend. If a company has been paying dividend for 10 years or more consistently, it shows you they are reliable. It shows they are reliable. You don't want to speculate, you don't want to gamble, you don't want to guess. You want to be sure that where you are putting your money, you will get a return. You will get a return. If a company has paid dividend for 10 years, the probability that they are just going to disappoint you is very small. It's not impossible, but the probability is very small. But if you're going to put your money with a stock that is struggling to pay you 1 naira per share, then there is a very high likelihood that at some time in point, they may not even pay you for a couple of years. And when they come back and start paying you again, they'll probably pay you 70 kobo per share or 30 kobo per share as dividend. So there is a way to check this thing. Please, if you are not already using stock analysis, there is a lot you can learn through stock analysis. Sometimes when I'm on a platform and somebody is asking, when is Seplat going to pay dividend? When is Dangote Cement going to pay dividend? I just smile to myself and think, this kind of question, you don't need to be asking it. You can just go into stock analysis and check it, and that information is there. Or you go into stock bubbles, or you go into Trading View, or in a worst case scenario, you can ask a ChatGPT. But like I said, people just prefer the easy way out. Give me fish. Don't teach me how to catch the fish. Just give it to me. Instead of asking to learn how to find out information, people prefer to be spoon-fed. And that's quite unfortunate. And if you are being spoon-fed all the time, how are you going to grow? How do you want to rate yourself as intermediate investor? Because like I said at the beginning, it's not about whether you have been buying stocks for 15 years. If you have been buying stocks for 15 years and 80% of your stocks, you don't know whether they are paying 2 times in a year or 3 times in a year or 4 times in a year. You don't know which of your stocks have dollar income in their products. And you say you are not a beginner investor. You've been buying for 15 years. But if you don't know all these things, you are not really better than a beginner investor. If you don't know where to look to know for sure that, okay, when is Seplat going to pay the next dividend? When is NIDF going to pay the next dividend? When is JITCO going to pay the next dividend? If you don't know where to look, you are probably not really better than a beginner, because these are very, very simple things you should know. It's not hidden. The tools are there. So it's a case of type in www.stockanalysis.com, go in there and start playing around with it until you get used to it. Okay, let's move on so that we don't waste too much time. Right, okay, we're getting to number 9, and then we get to 10, and then we summarize. So number 9, invest in your knowledge of the capital market and money markets. Okay. The biggest investment you can do is to invest in your knowledge. If you begin to invest in stocks and shares, it's good. But if you don't invest in your knowledge, then you are not going to get the maximum returns from your investments. And that's why I said, give 1 million naira to Mr. A, give 1 million naira to Mr. B. If Mr. A has been investing in his knowledge, he will get more returns on his 1 million naira than Mr. B, who has not invested in his knowledge, who is just speculating, who is just relying on people telling it randomly where to invest. So it's very, very important. You have to create time. Nobody have all the time, but you have to create time. Some people will, oh, I'm busy, I have a job to go to, I have children to look after. Understandably, but you want your money to work extremely very well for you. If all you can invest every month is 10,000 naira, you want that 10,000 naira to bring back the highest return it can bring back to you. If somebody else is investing 100,000 naira every month and they are putting it into low quality stocks, yes, they are investing huge amount of money, but the return they are going to get is going to be very small. So Mr. A is investing 10,000 naira every month. He is buying shares that pay dividend 4 times in a year. He is buying shares that have a dollar income. He is buying shares that are listed on the London Stock Exchange. Definitely, his return at the end of the year will be better than Mr. B, who is putting his money in Jay's Bank and other low quality stocks. So invest in your knowledge. But then how do you invest in your knowledge? You have to create time. Listen to podcasts, stock podcasts. I think one of the most popular stock podcasts is a Nairametrics. I don't know if there's anybody here that has not heard of a Nairametrics, but how often do you tune in to listen to their conversation, what they are discussing about? How often? People don't do it. People know that, yes, there is a podcast called Nairametrics, but they don't have the time to go and listen. And yet they want to get the maximum return from their investment. Everybody has to learn. Everybody has to learn. Nobody has a monopoly of knowledge. With what I know, I'm still learning every day. I create time. I listen to Nairametrics. I listen to their podcast. I go into YouTube. I look at people that I know, they have more experience than me. And I listen to what they are saying, how they analyze stocks. I do that. I do my own research. I look for tools that I can use to manage my portfolio. I use tools instead of me just writing things on a sheet of paper or just memorizing things. You can't memorize things. You cannot remember everything. You have to be organized, and you need a folder where you keep information so that you can get back to those information very easily. Whether you are at home in Lagos, or you are in Ibadan, or you are in Abuja, or you are in Port Harcourt, your information will be portable. When you need access to anything, you should be able to do it. Don't say that, I'm not in Lagos right now, I'm in Abuja, so I don't have access to my stockbroker, app. Or I'm in Port Harcourt now, I don't have access to the website of my registrar. It doesn't work like that. Or you need any information about your stocks, and you're now saying, oh, that information, I don't have access to it. When I get back to my base, you should organize your information in such a way that it is very portable. Whether you are in Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, you are in UK, you find yourself in US, you find yourself in Canada. If you are traveling around the world, at any time in point you need information, you should have access to it. It doesn't matter whether you are in your base or not. So invest in your knowledge. Listen to podcasts. If you need to download it so that you can listen to it again, download it and listen to it again. If you don't download it, go back and listen again and again and again. And then you begin to understand. Watch relevant YouTube videos. Most of the videos I've done recently, I've, recorded them, I've put them on YouTube, but some people will watch, some will not. Some people might, that video is 2 hours, 2 hours long. That's too much. Yeah, okay. You can't spend 2 hours to watch a video, but you want to learn things. You probably want somebody who will just tell you, this is the stock you should go and invest into. But you don't want to spend 2 hours to watch those videos. So I will encourage you, watch videos. It may be my video, it may be other videos. You choose who you want to follow. And if you know the person is saying the right thing, then take time and watch the video and learn from it. And when you watch the video, if the person is saying something that you think is actually a real fact, write it down. This is what I do as well. I write things down so that I can, have a reference to read whenever I need it. You might watch a video today and something might click or resonate. You may not need it immediately, but 2 weeks later, you are going through something and you remember, I watched a video that talked about this thing. Maybe if I can get back to that video, then I can find the solution to the problem I'm having now. But you did not bookmark that video. You did not download it. You don't even know the name of the YouTube channel. So when you watch video and the video resonates with you, it is saying something that is of value to you. Bookmark or follow the YouTube channel or download the video. Download the video if it is that important to you. If not, subscribe and follow the channel so that you can always go back there and learn more. Anyway, okay, that's just an idea. Okay, join 2 or 3 reliable platforms where you can learn about stock investing and how to build investment portfolio across capital markets, money markets, private pension, and real estate. Now, I've seen some platforms. I don't have to praise myself, but I know the amount of information I put on my Telegram platform is very impactful. But on some other platforms, it's just a cheat chat. Everybody is just writing whatever they want. Everybody is just posting. Whether they have the experience or not, everybody is posting. Everybody is asking random questions and people are answering randomly. So when you find a platform where there are useful information, when you read those information, write important part of it, write it down, or do a bookmark, or do a screenshot, copy and paste the relevant information. Do something that if you need that information again, you can easily get back to it. You need to do something so that that information, if you need it again, you can easily get back to it. Okay. And again, you don't need to belong to 5 different platforms. It's not a case of the higher the number of stock investing platform you belong to, then that will make you an intermediate investor or an experienced investor. Oh, I belong to 7 different platforms, so I know what I'm talking about. No, because you belong to 7 different platforms does not mean you know what you are talking about. It doesn't mean you know more. Belong to just few, but those few you belong to, read the information. Practice, practice, practice. If you read it and you don't practice, you probably will forget. You won't remember. When people come to me and say, oh, they read something on my platform and they've done it and it works for them, I said, good for you. It's all about practice. If you read it and you don't practice, you won't remember. But again, I always say to them, when you read something and it works for you, it's okay if you call me one-on-one and you tell me. But I always encourage people, go to the platform and write it there. This is what I read on this platform. This is how I have implemented it. This is the result I get. So that people won't just think, oh, okay, maybe it is that man that is just writing everything there. Whether it works or not, we don't even know because nobody has come back to testify. But many people have called me one-on-one. And it's not for me to now go to the platform and say, oh, Mr. A told me, Mr. B told me he has achieved this. This is what he read and is grateful about it. I shouldn't be the one going to write. If you have your own testimony, go and share your own testimony there. You've read it, you've implemented it, use it to encourage other people. Use it to encourage other people. You've tried it. And I always tell people, when you learn something and you believe you've known it, if you cannot explain what you learned to other people, you probably don't really know it very well. Yes, you have an idea, you've learned it, you have applied it. You should be putting effort so that you can explain it in a way that others will understand. Beginners, intermediate, investors, you should be explaining it. Nobody has monopoly of knowledge. Nobody knows everything. Nobody is a wordsmith. Oh, okay, that guy, the way he talks is very smooth. It's just about practice, 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 practice until you get better and better and better. If you don't practice, 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 you cannot get better, better, and better. So my advice to you is when you learn anything from anywhere, try to find a way to explain it to other people. This is what I've learned. This is how I have applied it. This is the result I get. That makes you to even know it better. That makes you to know it better. There was a research done some time ago, and they said if you want to do something and you write down the process you are going to take, or okay, let me put it this way. I can't remember whether it was a video I watched or maybe a write-up presentation, but it goes along like this. There is a preacher who wanted to preach a sermon, and he has written that sermon. It has taken him a long time to, write everything down in the best way he can do it. And he has read it over and over. He has planned himself. And the day he was going to preach the sermon, he got to the pulpit and discovered that he does not have his presentation paper. Now, it's too late to go back home and pick up the paper. But because he wrote it down, he can remember vividly everything he has written down. He delivered the sermon beautifully without the paper. So that tells you the power of writing things down. When you write things down, even if you lose the paper where you wrote that thing, the fact that you've written it, when you sit down, in your inner mind, you can remember what you have written down. But if you just read something, you can forget it. So somebody give you one sheet of paper. Let's say there are 1,000 words on the sheet of paper, and you read it maybe 3 or 4 or even 5 times, and you drop the paper. And that same paper is given to somebody else, and that person wrote everything on that paper. He wrote it down word for word, word for word. And maybe he does it 2 or 3 times. And they took the paper away. The two of you, 1 week after, if they ask you to explain what you read in that paper, the person that just read it will probably have forgotten maybe about 60% of what is written on that paper. But the person that wrote it down will still remember maybe about 70% or even more of what is in that paper. When you write something down, it sticks to your brain. That's just the truth. It sticks to your brain. Anyway, it's just an idea. You can do your own research on it to see whether it works for you or not. Okay, don't jump from one platform to another. Don't jump from one platform to another just to do gossip or chit chat. I've seen people do that. They just banter words, they just chat, they just throw words around, ask random questions. They just waste time on all those platforms. They are not really there to learn. They are just there to socialize. That's what some people do on stock investing platforms, whether it is WhatsApp or Telegram or YouTube. Some people just go there to socialize, not to actually learn. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Many investors prefer to be given fish instead of learning how to catch fish. This means people just want to be told which stock they should buy instead of asking to be taught how they can do their due diligence or how they can learn standard metrics and apply it independently by themselves when they want to buy stocks. You have to learn the standard metrics. Again, on the Telegram platform, I've written out about 20 standard metrics, and each one is very brief. So it's something you can read in under 30 minutes. Something like that. If you read it over and over and over and over, it will get to a stage where you will remember most of it without even reading it again. You will remember most of it. So when you want to buy stocks, you don't need to be thinking which metric should I actually look for now? Which one is important, which is not? What does this thing actually mean? Because you've been reading it again and again and again and again, you know it, you understand it. So at some time in point, you don't even need to read it again. On the Telegram platform, there are some information that are dropped every day, like a Nigerian market breeze. I don't know whether people are reading it or not. Nobody has ever given a feedback to me what they learned from it. But that post, I've been dropping it for like almost 2 weeks or more every day. And it has different sections. And I know that if people are reading it, they will benefit, they will learn. But whether people are reading it or not, I don't know. So it's a choice. Some people will go there, they just scan through quick. I don't know, maybe they are looking for something that can interest them or entertain them. But stock investing is not for entertainment. Some people might even think stock investing is boring. And truly, sometimes it may be boring. If somebody is asking you to learn standard metrics are boring, but you learn it, you invest wisely, you make good money. Then it's no longer boring. when you make good money from it, it's no longer boring. I watched a video recently, and somebody was interviewing somebody else. And the person that was being interviewed said something like, oh, I invested in some boring businesses and I made about 3 billion naira or something like that. And the guy was wondering, wow, you invested in something boring and you made 3 billion naira. There are some investments that are boring, but there is money there. It's just a choice. You want to learn it, you want to, practice it, it's a choice. Okay, let's just summarize this, go through the last passage. Okay, finally, we are on number 10. As an investor who wants to improve his or her knowledge, you should have folder where you keep relevant information, which you download from the internet relating to stock investment. I've already mentioned this. You should bookmark relevant websites. If you want to get into your stockbroker website, you shouldn't have to be typing into Google to help you find the website of your stockbroker. You shouldn't have to be typing in the name of the website into the web browser, typing it manually. No, you should bookmark so that at the click of the link, you go straight into the website of your stockbroker. At the click of a link, you go straight into the website of a CSCS. At the click of a link, you go straight into the stock company. So you have a JITCO, and you know JITCO is a bank and they do other services. Have you ever been to the website of Guarantee Trust Bank? Or you only just invest in JITCO? You don't want to know what is on the website of a Guarantee Trust Bank. Many people invest in Dangote Sugar. Have you ever been to the website of Dangote Sugar? Have you seen what is on the website of a Dangote Sugar? Many people invest in MTN. Have you ever logged in to the website of MTN and see what is there? Or you just invest in MTN and you are waiting for them to pay your dividend, and that's it. You don't want to learn. 80% of investors, they have never read the financial report of the companies in which they invest. And I can understand some of these financial reports is about 50 pages long. Some of them, they are even over 100 pages long. But the smart investors, they always find a way around. These 50 pages or 70 pages or 100 pages financial report, you can copy it, paste it into ChatGPT, and tell ChatGPT to extract the most relevant information in those annual reports for you as an investor. Tell ChatGPT you are a beginner investor or you don't know much. So you want ChatGPT to extract the most important information and explain it to you in a layman language. That is how you learn. You get to understand the company better. Even me, I cannot sit down and read 100 pages annual report. It's going to be too long. It's going to be boring. But I've done it again and again. I will just, that annual report is a PDF document. That's what all these companies do. They put their annual report in a PDF document. So that PDF document, whether it is 100 pages or what, put that PDF document into ChatGPT and then tell ChatGPT, extract the most relevant information to me as an investor. You can even tell ChatGPT, I have 500 units in this stock and I'm planning to hold it for a long time. Is it even a good stock for me to hold? ChatGPT will now go into the annual report of this company. And this is based on the performance of the company. It will extract the information. Okay, based on what I can see here, 2 years ago, this is the profit they made. Last year, this is the profit. This year, this is the profit. Is it moving up or is it moving down? 2 years ago, this is how much they are owing other companies. This is the level of their debt. Last year, this is the level of their debt. This year, this is the level of their debt. Is their debt going up or their debt is coming down? ChatGPT will extract everything in about 2 to 5 pages and present it to you. And that's the way you learn. You get to know that company better. And that puts you far, far ahead of other people in your situation. Other people that are on the same level with you, whether you started 6 months ago or you started 1 year ago. But even though you started 6 months ago, but you are doing those things that will increase your knowledge, that will make you to learn better. You, as somebody who started investing 6 months ago, you will probably know more than somebody who has been investing for 3 years, but they are just speculating, they are being spoon-fed, they don't read annual reports, they don't ask ChatGPT anything about stock investing. They just, ask questions randomly and follow it randomly. So anyway, you have to improve your knowledge and you have to create time. You have to create time to do it. Okay, let's go through the last paragraph. Your stockbrokers, yes, yeah. Okay, you should bookmark the links that will take you directly to the website of your stockbroker, CSCS, registrars for your stocks, SEC, NGX, your stock company like Jitco. Yeah, you should bookmark all the links to those websites. You shouldn't be typing the website address. You shouldn't be asking Google to take you to the website. Okay. 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 You should have an Excel spreadsheet that you can use to track the dividend you receive every year. Again, people have been receiving dividend for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. They don't know how much they received as dividend last year. They don't know how much they received the year before. They just know they are receiving dividend. So even if they have, okay, for example, I bought a Jitco share 2 years ago, and the total money it cost me to buy Jitco is about 2.2 million. And I know for a fact that the dividend I receive in the first year is about 330,000 naira. The dividend I receive for last year, the first dividend I received for the financial year end 2024 is about 330,000. The dividend I received for financial year end 2025 is about, I think about 550,000 or something like that. So I know that within 2 years, I have received dividend of over 800,000 naira from Jitco. I know that within another 2 or 3 years, I would have got back all the money I used to buy the Jitco share. Because if you invest 2 million naira or 2.2 million naira, and within 3 or 4 years, that stock has paid you well over 2.2 million naira, then you've got all your money back. You've got all your money back, but the stock is still there. The stock is still yielding dividend for you every year. And that's why I told somebody last week, was it last week or the week before? I told that person asked a question: when should I sell my stock and take profit? And I said, why do you want to sell your stock and take profit? If the stock is paying you good dividend every year, you should leave the stock forever. Never, ever sell your stock if it is paying you dividend. Some people are thinking, oh, I bought it at 45 naira. It's now 120 naira per unit, or is now 150 naira per unit, or is now 200 naira per unit. It has given me like 7,000% return on investment. So I should sell it and take profit. Why do you want to take profit? Unless that stock is not paying you dividend and you want your money back. But if it is paying you dividend, you should leave it. Just keep taking your dividend. Keep taking your dividend. Unless, God forbid, something drastic happened and you don't have any other way to get money, then you can sell your stock. But if not, leave the stock. Just keep getting your dividend. And if the opportunity comes, that dividend, you should even use part of the dividend to buy other good stocks. Okay, final part. So you should have an Excel spreadsheet that you can use to track dividend you receive every year. You should be able to know from your stock tracker when each stock will pay dividend and what is the ex-dividend date for your stock. You should have an Excel spreadsheet or a tracker to know the date that federal government of Nigeria will pay your federal government of Nigeria savings bond interest. So the same thing that applies to your stock applies to your federal government of Nigeria savings bond. There is a tracker you can use and it will tell you, okay, these are the dates that the interest will be paid. This is how much they are paying me. So you invested 500,000 naira over 3 months in a row and you have put in for maybe 3-year tenure. That means if you invest 500,000 naira every month for 3 months, that's 1.5 million. How much are you going to get in the first year, in the second year, in the third year? There are trackers you can use and you can create your own Excel spreadsheets. Right, so finally, if you want to learn in a structured way and follow a blueprint that can guide you independently to move from beginner investor to intermediate investor or from intermediate investor to experienced investor, within 3 to 6 months, you should register for one-to-one mentorship. Investing in improving your knowledge is as important as investing in buying stocks or bond or real estate. Knowledge is key. Your knowledge can help you save lots of money on stock broker fees, as well as cost of buying stocks using limit order instead of market price, to mention just a few. Your knowledge can also help you to grow your stocks return on investment exponentially, as well as get better dividend income from your stocks year on year. Knowledge is power. Apply your knowledge to build your financial freedom, especially through passive income. So it cannot be overemphasized. You need to improve your knowledge, and coming into a Zoom like this is good. Reading information on the Telegram group is good. Reading information in the WhatsApp group is good. But if you want something that is structured, you want a blueprint, something that you can read and focus on that tells you directly about your own stock. This is no longer a general idea for everybody. This is something that will focus on your own stocks and how you can grow your stocks to a reasonable level. Then you need a one-to-one mentorship, and you can get it from anybody. There are many people out there offering different prices for their mentorship. It's up to you. I know it doesn't come cheap, but then if you invest, let's say you invest 50,000 naira or 100,000 naira in a one-to-one mentorship, and within 3 to 6 months, you have learned a lot, and then you now know how to use limit order properly. You are buying a stock of 100,000 naira. You are saving about 20 or 30,000 naira every time you buy stocks. Within a short time, the 50,000 naira or 100,000 naira that you invested in the one-to-one mentorship, you would have got it back. Because if you know how to use limit order properly, you're going to save a lot of money. And I do this all the time. I buy using a limit order. You save money. If you know that by registering with a particular stockbroker, you are going to save money on brokerage fee. It's part of the things you are paying for when you do one-to-one mentorship. You save money. If you do a mentorship and you know that, okay, even if I have 200 naira, I can still use my 200 naira to buy stocks instead of, oh, well, 200 naira cannot buy me anything, so let me just use it to buy pure water. No, that 200 naira, you can still invest it and it will still generate returns for you. These are the things you learn in mentorship. So it's all in your hand. Make the best use of it. Quite unfortunately, I even put on my Telegram group free mentorship, one-to-one. Over the last 6 months or thereabout, less than 10 people have made use of that opportunity to say, okay, this guy is going to give us a free mentorship one-to-one. Let me go and listen to him. Very few people have listened to it. I mean, very, very few people have used that opportunity. This type of a Zoom meeting, when you invite people, come to this meeting. People come late. Some people don't even come at all. But then, if somebody now says, okay, I'm going to mentor you, it's going to be 100,000 naira. Wow, that is too much money. But when they got it free, they didn't make use of it. But those who know the value, I'm sure I've seen many people that came to me and said, this is what they have learned from this type of Zoom meeting. I've seen people many times, they've come to me, this is what they have learned on my Telegram group, and they've practicalized it, they've got good results. And I'm quite happy with that. So when the opportunity is there, make use of it. I wrote a book about 300 words, about 300 investment terms that can help you to improve your knowledge. That book is only 2,500 naira. There was a time on my Telegram group, I put the link there for a period of 2 weeks. If you want this book, you can get it for free. Very few people took advantage of getting it for free. It's now gone back to the normal price of 2,500 naira. Now, some people are saying, oh, can you give us extra 1 week? Why would I give you extra 1 week? It was there for 2 weeks. If you didn't take advantage, it's your choice. Now, some people are paying 2,500 because they know this thing is going to help them. When you are in a community, you have to learn the language. If you are a lawyer and you don't understand legal terms, how are you going to present your case? Or you are an architect and you don't know the terms, or you are an accountant and you have clients, you don't know the terms for your service. So that's book. Anybody who needs it is only 2,500. You can get it, read, understand the terms, because when you understand the terms, it can help you to save money. Because when you understand all this limit order, market order, offer price, bid price, if you understand it, you are going to save yourself money. And these are things you can read in that book I'm talking about 300 investment terminologies. These are things you can read. Once you read and you understand those terms, and you now log into your stockbroker website, you know what you are doing. But if you don't understand the terms, you will just go with the default setting. You're not going to change anything. Okay, let me just buy it, market price, and pay and move on. But those who understand the terms, they change the settings because they know what they are doing. Thank you all for your time. We've actually spent like almost about 30 minutes extra on top of the 2 hours. So thank you really very much for your time. maybe I'll just take 2 or 3 questions before we say good night. You can unmute yourself. Any question? Anybody want to say anything?
Yes, hello.
Hello?
Yeah. Please, I want to ask this question. When you use the AI, when you are trying to construct a portfolio for yourself and you use AI, they usually recommend that you divide the money you are using to buy. For example, if you have 100,000, divide it into percentage. Maybe, for example, that you have chosen to build on 3 stocks and you have 100,000, they say maybe 40%, another 40%, and then 20%, and you buy on specific time of the month. That is dollar cost averaging. Do you subscribe to that idea?
Okay. Not exactly the way you have put it. And I have said this before. If you want to buy stocks, if your capital is less than 1 million naira, you should only have about 5 stocks. If your capital is between 1 million and 10 million, you should only have 10 stocks. So let's say you want to buy stocks now, you have 100,000 naira. Let's assume you don't have any stock at the moment. You are starting afresh. You are starting from the beginning. And let us assume you have 100,000 naira you want to invest. What I will say to you is, number one, think of 5 sectors that you want to invest your money into. So maybe you say banking, agri sector, telecommunication, consumer good, and maybe real estate investment trust. Now, you have 100,000 naira, and you know that maybe every month you can also get anywhere between 20,000 to 50,000 naira that you can invest regularly every month. Your 100,000 naira, I would say, use it to buy maybe 1 or 2 stocks. And then every month, if you have 50,000 naira, split it into 2 and have to buy, the first one and have to buy the second one. But you don't have to split it into 50-50. Let's say, for example, you decide that you have 100,000 now. You have 100,000 naira. And let's assume you decide you are going to buy Gitco and Dangote cement. You don't have to say, 100,000 naira. Okay, I'll put 50,000 naira in Gitco, 50,000 naira in a Dangote cement. It doesn't have to be like that. You have to think of what are the benefits on Gitco? What are the benefits on Dangote cement? Gitco pays you twice in a year. Gitco has a higher dividend yield. That means whatever you invest in Gitco, you are getting more back. So for me, if I have 100,000 naira now, I'll probably put about 60,000 or 70,000 on Gitco, and I'll put about 30,000 on Dangote cement. Next month, if I have 50,000 naira, I will do the same thing. Maybe about 70% of the money on Gitco, 30% on Dangote cement, and I will keep on and on and on like that. By the time I've put in a total of maybe about 300,000, 400,000, or even 500,000 naira into the 2 stocks together. By the time I've built the 2 stocks to a level of 500,000 naira, I might think, okay, let me add one more stock. I might decide, okay, I will buy Okomu and I'll probably start building Okomu up until it gets to the same level with the other two stocks. So you build them up like that. You cannot say you will share everything equally amongst all those stocks. No, it's not going to work. And you don't need to. You don't need to. You just have to think which one is going to give me. They are all good stocks. There's no doubt about that. They are all good. But which one is going to give me more? And that's where you want to put more money. Which one have the highest dividend yield? Which one is going to pay me dividend 4 times a year? Which one have dollar income in their products? So that's the way I would look at it. But it doesn't have to be equally split amongst all your stocks. Did I answer your question, or you want to ask it in a different way?
I get what you are saying, but in this case, if, for example, I have like the way you have said it, what the stocks will do and how much they and what they can give you. That is similar to what the AI platform brought out. At least it from what it has 3 different categories across the sectors.
Mm-hmm.
3 or 4 different categories. It's recommended banking should have the most allocation.
Yes, because
It
banking
recommended
is the most
others.
lucrative.
Yes, yes. And recommended others too. There is the one it's called the stabilizer. That's the ones businesses that earn dollar income and all that.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm.
I'm saying if you know that you can be consistent at least for some time, maybe for 2 years, 3 years, that from what you earn now, that you can be bringing, for example, 100,000 or 200,000 every month. Is it
Mm-hmm.
advisable to follow that dollar cost averaging or buy according to which stock is cheaper as at the time you are buying? Not cheaper in the sense that
I,
it is 100 naira or 200. A stock can be 1,000 and it's still cheap.
I understand what you are saying.
Yeah.
Dollar cost averaging is good
Mm.
because it's always good to have to set a standard for yourself and then you
Yeah.
stick to it. If
Yeah.
you are using dollar cost averaging, you know that, okay, whether the price goes up or down, I'm only
Mm.
buying 10,000 naira worth of this particular stock. If
Yeah.
your 10,000 naira can buy only 5 units, you buy 5 units. If your
Mm.
10,000 naira can buy only 8 units, you buy 8 units. It doesn't matter,
Mm.
the price goes up, the price comes down. You
Yeah.
buy the number of you. That is better than trying to figure out, okay,
Mm.
if the price is low, I will buy more of this. If the price
Mm.
is high, I will buy less of that. That will make you to have to think every time you want to buy it. You have to think, and then you may make mistake in that
Mm.
regard. But once you have
Mm.
already set the standard, go with a dollar cost averaging. Go with dollar cost averaging. That's the best option.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
You answered my
Anybody else?
question.
Sorry.
I said you have answered my question.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else want to ask anything? 1 or 2 questions so that we can round it up. Any question, anything, anyone? Okay, let me just have a quick look. I think some people have written something in the chat area. Thank you very kindly for this insight into the stock market. Please, can we have the recording or will it be uploaded on your YouTube channel? If yes, please share the link to YouTube page. Thank you. Okay. Okay, let me see. I'm interested in the book as well as the mentorship. How can I reach you, sir? I am interested in the book. Okay, okay, okay. Just for 1 minute, let me put the link for the Telegram group. I'm going to put it in the chat area, and then from there you can probably join and then have a further discussion with me if you have anything you want to discuss. And then again, for anyone who is interested in the book, again, is all on the Telegram group. So I'm just going to copy it and put in the chat area. Okay, so I'll say Telegram group. Okay, so this is the Telegram group. Okay, can everyone see the link for the Telegram group? Please respond so that I can know whether you see it or not. Can everyone
Yes.
see the link for the Telegram group?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so once you get on that Telegram group, if you are interested in the book, the link for the book should be there. But if you don't see the link for the group, at least you can chat with me inside the Telegram group, and then I can repost the link for the book, or if you want to have a one-to-one meeting with me, the link is on the Telegram group. If you want to have a one-to-one Zoom conversation with me, you can always book the appointment. Okay, so one last question. Anybody want to ask any question? One last question. Everybody is so quiet. I've been talking for a long time and nobody is nobody is responding. Well, okay, I won't say nobody is responding, but I expect people to have more questions based on all the things I've said for the last 2 hours. Tomorrow, I know on the WhatsApp group, people will still continue to ask their random question. But now they have the opportunity to ask, they are not asking. So does anybody have a question they want to
There's a
ask?
question on the chat box.
Sorry?
There is a question on the chat box.
Okay. Sorry. What's your name? Because there are a couple of things I'm reading here. What's your name so that I can know which question you are referring to?
My name is Idong Esit Edet.
Okay. Oh, did anyone see the link for the meeting agenda in the chat box? There is a link for the meeting agenda. All the things I've been going through with you for the last 1.5 hours or so, listed number 1 to 10. There is a link there. I would encourage you, click the link, download that information, because that information also have links embedded into them that actually takes you to the Telegram group, and there are some specific things you can actually read or learn. So I would encourage you, click on the link that says meeting agenda. Click on that link, download that information. It's about 1 or 2 pages. And inside that meeting agenda, there are different links that can take you to different places, which will be of very much benefit to you. Okay, so Edith, I'm trying to see if I can find your question. If not, can you ask me directly? Can you ask me your question directly? Because I'm not sure I can see your question.
Hey, good evening, sir. Okay,
Yes,
I
sir.
was asking, apart from, I know we've been having discussion on the stock market. So my question is, supposing an individual, an investor has like 2 million naira and wishes to invest in the stock market or diversify between the stock market and maybe mutual funds or any other fixed income, what would be the proportion he should put in the stock market and what proportion should go to the fixed income, just for the diversification sake?
So stock market and which other one?
Any fixed income like mutual funds or
Okay.
fixed
Okay.
deposits. Yeah.
Okay. Let's put it this way. I'm going to ask you a question as well. So let's take it like a conversation. In your own opinion,
Okay.
between stock market and mutual fund or money market, which one do you think will give you better return?
Stock market.
Good. Stock market will give you higher returns. So if that is the
Right.
case, definitely you know that you need to put more money into the stock market. Now, it's a case of individual decision. Somebody might decide that, okay, I know that stock market will give me more money, so I'm going to put 60% in stock market, 40% in mutual fund or money market. Somebody else might say, no, I want more returns, so I will put 75% in stock market and I will put 25% in money market. So individual decision will vary. But if you want to be conservative, if you want to play safe, I would say 60% in stock market, 40% in money market.
Mutual fund.
Mutual
Okay.
fund. I would say 40% in mutual, because there is no doubt about it. Stock market will give you more returns. You have return on your investment. You also have the dividend income. So it's definitely going to grow and outperform the money market. But at least if you put about 40% in the money market, that is good. Does that answer
Okay,
you?
thank you, sir.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So if nobody have any other question, I think we will call it a day. But one last round. Anybody else want to ask anything? Okay. Have you all seen the link for the Telegram group? There is a lot you can learn for free on that Telegram group. And when you go there, please, how do I say this? When you go there, read it properly, write things down, download information if you need to. Don't just go there and chat or socialize with other members. There are specific topics there that are very, very useful, and each of them is a standalone topic. Read them, download them, write things down, bookmark them, go back again, read another topic, download, bookmark, read, practice. When you read about limit order, market order, go and practice. It's not just about the reading alone, because if you are reading without practicing, you're not going to remember it. If we talk about stocks that pay dividend 3 or 4 times a year, and I have given you some examples on the platform, why don't you go and research and find more stocks that pay dividend 3 times or 4 times a year, and then come back and tell us on the platform, these are additional stocks that I found out by myself. This is the way you learn. This is the way you improve yourself. Don't just limit it to what I have put there or what I have told you. You do your own research as well, and then come back and let us benefit from you. Let us benefit from you. And that's the way I will know that, yes, people are actually learning this thing. Okay, all right. So thank you all. Good evening, and God bless. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
sir.
Olu. Thank you, Amina. Edith. Okay, thank you, everyone. So I'm going to switch off now.